Hi everyone, good morning. So, as a part of the daily 10-minute revision, let us continue where we left yesterday. So, in yesterday's video, we saw about how to identify a degree of a polynomial and also to find if a given algebraic expression is a polynomial or not. So as a part of that, let's continue to the next topic, which is nothing but the types of polynomials. So in today's video, we will be covering two topics, which is nothing but the types of polynomials. And the second one is how do you find the value of a polynomial? So let's begin. The very first part is the types of polynomials. Okay. So types of polynomials. Okay. Now, there are different types of polynomials, but the major division is broadly classified into two types. Okay, one is on the basis of degree, on the basis of degree of the polynomial. You have three types. Okay, and on the basis of the number of terms. On the basis of the number of terms that the polynomial contains. So, first let's see on the basis of the number of terms, what are the different types of polynomials. So, if the number of terms is equal to 1, there is just one term, then it is called as monomial. Okay. For example, if you have say 6x, right, just x, just y, just one term, 3z cube. This is a polynomial, right? And it has only one term. Then it is called a monomial. If the number of terms are 2, okay, if the number of terms is 2, then it is called as binomial. Bi means 2. Okay. An example would be z plus t square, right? 7x plus 4. So it has a combination of two terms. So it's called binomial. And the last one is called as trinomial. Okay, tri means 3. Trinomial. Let's see an example. Say 3x plus 4y minus 1. So this is it's a polynomial with 3 terms. Okay, so these are the types of polynomials based on the number of terms. Now, based on the number of degree, if the degree is 1, okay, if the degree of the polynomial, that is the highest power is 1, then it is called as linear polynomial. Okay, then it is called as linear polynomial. If the degree, for example, if you want an example, it's say x plus 4. Yeah, the highest power of the polynomial is 1. And if the degree is 1, it is called the linear polynomial. If the degree is 2, that means the highest power of the variable in the polynomial is 2. Then it is called as quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. This is something which you have to remember. Okay. For example, one of the example would be say 5x square minus 3x plus 4. So here in this particular polynomial, the highest power of the variable is 2. And highest power of the variable is nothing but the degree of the polynomial. So the degree is nothing but whenever you have degree as 2, then that polynomial is called as quadratic polynomial. And the last one is nothing but if the degree is 3. If the highest power of the variable is 3, then it is called as cubic polynomial. Cubic polynomial. An example would be if you have just one term, right? It's a monomial, but the degree is 3. So it is a monomial and a cubic polynomial. Suppose you have 3x cubed plus 4x. Yeah, what are the different types of polynomial? Now this has only two terms, so it's a binomial. Okay, and the degree is 3, so it's a cubic polynomial. Binomial and a cubic polynomial, right? Or suppose you could have more number of terms, say 3x cubed plus 2x plus 4. So this is nothing but it's again the degree is 3. Whenever you have degree 3, it is cubic. If the degree of the polynomial is 2, quadratic, and if the degree is 1, then that is called a linear. So these are the 4 things that you have to remember. Okay, based on the number of degree, based on the number of based on degree and based on the number of terms. Okay, so let's do a few examples based on classifying on both the basis. You'll have to classify on the basis of terms and you'll have to classify on the basis of the degree as well. So the first question of the day is, the question would be, classify each of the following polynomial. Classify each of the following polynomial. That's all is the question. The first question is, say 4x square plus 2x. Okay, so you'll have to classify on the basis of number of terms and on the basis of degree. Okay, both on the basis of degree. On the basis of terms, what classification or what type of polynomial would it come under? Number of terms. These are just 2 terms, so it is a binomial. Okay, it's a binomial. On the basis of degree, what is the highest degree? Highest degree is 2, right? Degree is 2. Therefore, it is a quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial. The next question is x cube. So, what are the number of terms here? Terms are just 1. So, it is a monomial. And what is the degree? Highest degree is 3. Therefore, it is a cubic polynomial. Okay. The third question. Say 3x cube plus 2x plus 7. Okay. Based on the number of terms, based on the degree. How many terms are there? You have 1, 2 and 3 terms. So if you have 3 terms, what is it called? Terms are 3. So it's a trinomial. And what is the degree? Degree is 3. The minute you have degree 3, you should know it is a cubic polynomial. So again, based on the terms, you have, if the term is 1, monomial. If the terms are 2, it is binomial. And if the terms are 3, it is trinomial. Okay. If it is on the basis of degree, remember degree 1 linear, degree 2 quadratic and degree 3 is cubic polynomial. Okay. So you have to remember these. So these are the concepts in polynomials that will come for your 1 mark. Okay. And you will easily be able to score if you know these terms. The types of polynomials on the basis of terms and on the basis of degree. Okay. Now there are more, two more types, right? The first one is, it's very easy. It's nothing but, what do you mean by a constant polynomial? Constant polynomial. See, constant polynomial means it's just a constant. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4. All of these are constant polynomials. Okay. And it is nothing but it's also called as non-zero polynomial. Non-zero polynomial. Right? What would be the degree of a constant polynomial? Degree. Anything. So, if you have, see, 1 into, so suppose the constant is 1, right? I can write 1 as x to the power 1 into x to the power 0, right? Anything to the power 0 is 1. So, it will remain 1. But I cannot put anything apart from x to the power 1, I cannot put, because x to the power 1 would be x. X to the power 2 would be x square. Right? So, only possibility that I can add a variable to this is if I have a power of 0, because anything to the power 0 is 1, right? 2, I can write it as 2 multiplied by x to the power 0, which is also going to be the same. So, here, whenever you have a constant polynomial, the degree of a constant polynomial will be 0. Of a constant polynomial will always be 0, and this is very important. You have to remember it. Okay. The degree of a constant polynomial will be 0. What is the degree of 3? Degree will be 3 into x to the power 0. So the degree would be 0. Remember it. Okay. So this is very, very important. And the next question is, what do you mean by the next type of polynomial is called zero polynomial. Zero polynomial. What do you mean by zero polynomial? If you are given 0 and you are asked, okay, what is the degree of the 0 polynomial? So 0, I can write it as 0 multiplied by x to the power 0, it is 0. 0 into x to the power 1, it's again 0. 0 into x to the power 5, it's again 0. So anything multiplied by 0 will always give you 0. So x to the power of x, the power of the variable can be anything. So it means it cannot be defined. Okay. So what you have to remember is the degree of a 0 polynomial cannot be defined. Okay. 0 polynomial is always not defined. Right? It cannot be defined. Okay. So these are the basic types. I would like all of you to revise this once again. So in this particular video, I will stop it here and I will continue the value of the polynomial in the next video. Okay. So here in today's video, we saw about the types of polynomials based on the terms, that is monomial, binomial and trinomial, and the types based on the degree, which is nothing but here. Yeah, linear, quadratic as well as cubic. These are the 3 types that we saw. Apart from that, we also saw about constant polynomial whose degree will always be 0 and 0 polynomial whose degree cannot be defined. So hope you understood. These concepts will very much be helpful for you when you are solving 1-mark questions. Okay, and these are things which have to be very clearly be understood. It will definitely be helpful. Hope you liked it. Please do comment, do subscribe and please do share it with your friends. Thank you.